anniversary coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes 2 to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of love.
మనం ఉండి ఆశించేటువంటిది దేన్ని? ప్రేమని మాత్రమే.
What is that we should ask for? Seek.
మనం ఉండి అనుభవించేది ఏమిటి? ప్రేమని మాత్రమే.
What we experience now is love.
అనుభవించేది, ఆనందించేది,
Wait. We got to start this one over, because when I introduce new voices, I want y'all to understand who's talking. This is Sai Baba. Okay? If you've ever been to the House of Blues and you see that man, it's a picture of a man over the stage in an orange dress with a big giant afro. First off, you know who he is. You've bought his incense, the Nag Champa incense in that little blue and white box. That's Sai Baba. Hey! Y'all not even knowing. Did you know his devotees were the ones who owned the House of Blues and the Hard Rock Cafe? Died a few years ago. Was considered a guru, a god man. Had some controversy too after he died. But while he was alive, scientists, cardinals from the Vatican, everybody was there in India. And a big giant afro, brother. Miracles. You could read about him in a book called The Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, or Michael M. Talbot's work, The Holographic Universe. Now, he's speaking. He also speaks English, but he has an interpreter. He's speaking in his native tongue, Telugu. And he's talking about love. Go ahead, Andy.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
Embodiments of love.
మనం ఉండి ఆశించేటువంటిది దేన్ని? ప్రేమని మాత్రమే.
What is that we should ask for? Seek.
మనం ఉండి అనుభవించేది ఏమిటి? ప్రేమని మాత్రమే.
What we experience now is love.
అనుభవించేది, ఆనందించేది, పరితపించేది ప్రేమనే.
What we pine for, what we are delighted about, what we are blissful about is this
ప్రేమ
peace.
తప్ప మరొకటి ఏది కూడా ఈ జగత్తులో శాశ్వతమైనది లేదు.
There's nothing in this world that is permanent other than love.
అట్టి నిత్య సత్యమైనటువంటి ప్రేమతత్వాన్ని మనము నిత్యం ఉంచుకొని మనం దేన్నో మనం ప్రయత్నపూర్వకంగా వెతుకుతున్నాం.
That eternal truth, love is within us. We have forgotten this principle and we're in search of it outside.
కనుక
Let me come
ముఖ్యంగా మనం
back. Now, I know it was tough listening. It's tough listening to Krishnamurti. But there's nothing in this world that is permanent but love. That's what he said. We live in a world that is spiritually impoverished. So love, if we haven't healed, love is a threat. If we haven't healed and we haven't seen it, we haven't had a model of it, love is an illusion. In the 70s and 80s, you guys remember Rod Serling, he did a whole documentary on this man called The Man of Miracles. Right? Rod Serling, Man of Miracles. Remember Rod Serling from The Twilight Zone? Yeah, did a whole documentary, went to India. Scientists have gone to India to study this man. And when I studied him heavily back in the 90s. And he's different than Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti is more philosophical and psychological. Sai Baba, on the other hand, is more simple. Love is all there is. But not in today's climate when it comes to relationship. Love is predicated on actions, doings, as opposed to being. Love is predicated on how we show up for someone else. Damn how we show up for ourselves. That's what love is predicated on today. Love is transactional. And I have been banging this drum for a very long time. Love is not transactional. Love is the highest level of consciousness. And in my opinion, that is synonymous with God. Love and God are not two separate things. It's two separate words, but it's the same high level of vibration. If you listen to some of the people out here in the relationship sphere talk, right? In the relationship sphere talk, right? There's no love in them. There's ambition. There's agenda. There's purpose. You say, well, wait a minute. Love is unconditional. It's infinite already. It doesn't need motivation to get anything. It is everything. But you haven't reached that level of consciousness. Do you see the patterns from early childhood that broke you? Broke you consciously speaking, meaning your consciousness was broken. You can't see or understand, comprehend what love actually is. You think love is connection. If love is synonymous with God, then you think you're disconnected from God. God ends here and you begin there. What about the space in between? What fills that? Can't be a void when you're dealing with the infinite, omniscient, all-powerful source, foundational reality of all things. There is no space between you and God. Do you understand? But because you were broken in childhood, the space creates yearning, desire, want. And whoever steps in the gap and provides the want that space created, oh, that's a good person. That person, they fit me. Huh? So we've decided to do a miseducation series. And I hope this is the final topic on love. Well, it probably won't be. But last week we did the miseducation of relationship benefits. Most people have a black and white perspective of relationship benefits, thinking that the benefits are based on getting whatever is good from your perspective. Well, we're going to do this love, the miseducation of love, a deeper look into the legend and lies concerning love. What does this statement mean to you? Love can be everything, just never enough. Do you understand? Consciously, do you recognize how far from God you are? Zoe, stop. Don't say that. That isn't right. Am I wrong for saying that? Am I out of pocket for saying? I don't believe that I am. God and love are synonymous. So let's get into this. I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and I really want to hear your perspective on the question. What are some ways our social, emotional, and familial conditioning distort our views on love? How we should be loved and how we love others? Are we dismissive of authentic love because we repress our truest nature? That's something very big. Krishnamurti is big on this piece. You knew I was going to play him. Well, this time I'm going to tell you what he said. He's very powerful things. To love is to experience all things. Stop. Full stop. Is that not synonymous with God? If God is infinite, right here, Krishnamurti is saying love is infinite. It's hard for me to believe that love is infinite. I never felt it. I've been running from it my whole life because it wasn't safe in my early childhood. It wasn't readily available to me in my early childhood. So I've been running from it. It's been my biggest villain. You guys remember a couple weeks back, I said love is the biggest red flag for many insecurely attached people. The anxious preoccupied is running after love while internally running from self. So how you going to run and catch real love when you're running internally? You really don't want to love yourself. You just want to be loved from the outside. That's anxious preoccupied. You have a worthiness wound, so inside you don't feel like you're worth love. But you'll chase it down and try to keep it and try to hold on to it. You're Elmira of relationships. I want to hug it and hold it and keep it and kiss it and love it. And that's anxious preoccupied. The dismissive avoidant wants intimacy deeply, badly, but externally, internally they want love, which is the opposite of the anxious preoccupied. Internally, they want it, but externally, because they've been conditioned to go it alone, independence, space, a lack of emotional capacity to deal with the whip of another work in progress, they push it away. Why? Because it was inconsistent in early childhood. The full emotional range that they had to express was not accepted. Oh my goodness. The fearful avoidant is swinging back and forth. If they're leaning heavily anxious, they'll chase you. They'll fight you. They'll catch you. They'll fight you. And then they'll make love. If they're leaning heavily dismissive, they will disappear every other week. Krishnamurti, to love is to experience all things. To experience love. Now watch this. To love is to experience all things. To experience without love is to live in vain. Krishnamurti. Love is vulnerable, but to experience without this vulnerability is to strengthen desire. That's Krishnamurti. Desire is not love, and desire cannot hold love. Desire is soon spent, and in its spending, there is sorrow. Krishnamurti. Only love can tame desire, and love is not of the mind. Full stop. Why is that important? Because most of you think you're smart when you're really just clever. And underneath your clever approach to things, you're manipulative. You're selfish, you're greedy, you're unhealed, and you're trying to manipulate scenarios and situations to get what your wounds are constantly asking for. See, when you're dealing with love, you are perpetually full. When you are broken and unhealed, what happens to you is you're constantly hungry. This is why you get bored with good people, bored with bad people. You go back to bad people. You got a list of bad people you can go back to. But there's constant movement and stimulation. When you're unhealed, you need to be stimulated. You don't know what contentment means. That's why he said love is not of the mind. The mind, as the observer, must cease for love to be. Love is not a thing that can be planned or cultivated. It cannot be brought through sacrifice or worship. When I come forward, I'm going to continue to break this down because many of y'all got love effed up.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Before the fire, Altadena was a real-life Wakanda. A thriving black oasis just 15 miles from downtown Los Angeles. 80% black residents were homeowners, building intergenerational wealth against the odds. It was a hub of black-owned businesses, churches, and cultural institutions. It stood as a symbol of black resilience and economic independence. Then, in a matter of hours, it was gone. The fire tore through homes, swallowed businesses, and left behind a painful void. But was it just an unstoppable act of nature, or was negligence involved? Did officials ignore early warning signs? Were the response efforts delayed or insufficient? What role, if any, did corporate or government failures play? Survivors are demanding answers. Don't miss our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall. The Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting. On Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center, 1081 North Fair Oaks in Pasadena. Join Dominic DePrima, Nee Cordelai Corte, James Farr, Tavis Smiley, and a panel of survivors, community leaders, and experts as we commemorate Day 100 since the wildfires flared up. And we discuss where we go from here. It's KBLA's Eden Altadena Fire, 100 Days and Counting Town Hall, Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center in Pasadena. Light refreshments to follow. Admission is free, but sign-up is required at our KBLA1580.com website. The first 100 attendees will receive a complimentary air purifier. This is a community call to action, brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
To ask questions is not to find an answer, but to discover.
During the past 4 decades, the talks and writings of Krishnamurti have stimulated and profoundly challenged audiences in Asia, Europe, and America. During a series of public talks given in the Ojai Valley in California, Krishnamurti, for the first time, permitted the presence of film cameras. This series of 8 programs is the result. As always, Krishnamurti addresses himself to questions which most directly affect our lives. The subject of this, the 5th program in the series, is What is Love?
Becomes naturally expectant, awaiting, and therefore not clear, decisive, and capable of discovery. And when one asks questions, one has to also to find out why one asks it. I feel one should ask questions about everything. But it matters very much why one is asking those questions. What's the background? What is the state of the mind that is asking those questions? Is it awaiting an answer or expecting?
Listen, love does not desire an answer. Love doesn't even have a use for questions. When you're broken, that's where the question and answer sessions begin. I used this example before. If you're reading the Quran says that Allah is needless. If we translate it into English, Allah is needless. If God is synonymous with love, then there's no purpose for a question. The fundamental purpose of a question is the pursuit of an answer. Source is not in need of that. This is unconditional love. Look at it from this perspective. Divine codependency. Is unconditional love a form of spiritual Stockholm syndrome? See, do you see how I worded that? Do you see divine codependency? Why is it divine? Because of the term unconditional. No, most people think they're in unconditional love when in fact they're in a prison, falling in love, staying in love with somebody that abused them. It starts from childhood. Your first abuser or the first person to neglect you was your parent. You modeled neglect as a form of love. You were attached to it. Divine codependency is unconditional love, a form of spiritual Stockholm syndrome. Look at this. When fMRI scans show prayers activate the same reward pathways as trauma bonds. Patrick Carnes. Does loving God neurologically mirror abused spouses rationalizing their abusers? I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but I have to shock you. Here's the empirical data. 68% of devout individuals tolerate toxic relationships, citing God's plan. That's Pew. That's Pew, P-E-W, 2023. Here's your biblical quote. Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Luke 6:27. Do we have a misconception of unconditional love? When we come forward, we're going to get even deeper.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Black Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is starting early on the city's next budget, warning of major gaps ahead, $1.12 billion in 2026 and $1.32 billion in 2027. Budget meetings begin this month. Stocks are closing sharply lower after a relief rally fizzled. The major averages turned red after surging to start the day on news the U.S. was in tariff talks with trading partners. 16 people are charged in a New York City murder conspiracy tied to 21 shootings. Black Mayor Eric Adams and Black District Attorney Alvin Bragg say rival gangs were behind half the precinct's gun violence. And California may defy a Trump administration order to cut DEI programs despite threats to pull billions in funding. State officials question the federal government's authority and are not urging districts to comply. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Attention parents! California Baptist University offers a pre-college credit program. That's right, high school students can get pre-college credit at CBU. Start the new year right with a free online course. Classes start January 6th. Apply for free at calbaptist.edu/PCC.
Hi, I'm Dominique DePrima, and it's almost time to celebrate KBLA's 4th anniversary, coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Life blooms in beautiful ways. The Afia Center invites you to celebrate At the End with Red Gala, honoring the strength and resilience of Black women living with HIV. Join us for an evening of empowerment as we launch the Barbara Cambridge Scholarship and kick off Herstory Month with our theme, Life in Full Bloom. Your support helps create vital HIV programming and builds a future where every voice is heard and every story matters. The End with Red Gala, because every flower deserves to bloom.
To learn more and to donate, visit theafiacenter.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you come around, it's just me and you, girl, and you. Her fragrance turns me on. Her skin so soft, oh, I just wanna hold ya all night and day. And we got all the time, girl. So come a little closer, 'cause I just wanna hold ya.
I often say we are all gods at night, but we become devils during the day.
Ooh.
And if we can be gods during the day, we are gods all the time. And this purpose of life must not be drowned into various engagements with matter. We must remember, if God says, I have no time for you, and stops sticking in your heart, all your engagements have to be cancelled immediately. For one of the great sayings in India is, he is the cleverest who finds God. He is the cleverest who gives time to find God. He is the cleverest who finds that supreme happiness within. And he who can stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds. The riches of peace cannot be taken away by all the robbers of circumstances and trials.
Where my Christians at? I know I'm playing Indian folk. I know. But the truth is the truth. Every time Jesus walked in a room, he said, verily, verily, I say unto you. Verily, verily. Translated into his original language, el-haq, el-haq. The truth is the truth. And I'm talking about a universal truth here. Supreme VG in the chat says, in relationships, respect should be first, then love. Can you hear the layers of society, the layers of gender roles, the layers? Do you hear where he's coming from? No disrespect. I'm not even saying what he's saying is incorrect. What I'm saying is at a higher level of consciousness, we're talking about unconditional love. It's an illusion for most, because most people are still works in progress, and it's difficult to stop being a work in progress. What do you mean, Zoe? It's difficult to graduate from that work. It's difficult. This is why many of us have rarely seen the horizon of unconditional love. So I totally understand what he's saying. Somebody must be respected before I can love you. That means respect ain't in you. Because if you have self-respect, why do they have to respect you? You've boxed yourself in logically without taking a step back and saying, why do I need respect? Were you disrespected? Were you marginalized, minimized? Do you have an anxious, preoccupied attachment style that gives you a worthiness wound? I'm not speaking to this brother specifically. I'm just simply saying, why is respect prerequisite for you? Why? Kundalini capitalism. Is the wellness industry selling enlightenment as a very expensive vibrator? When sacred sexuality, i.e. tantric workshops, charge $500 an hour, are they commodifying the Rig Veda's tapas into neoliberal hustle porn? Is that what they're doing? Here's the hook. 73% of people who attended Tantra resorts report worsened self-image post-retreat. This is Kinsey Institute. 1 Timothy 6:10, the love of money is the root of all evil. Our relationships are transactional. We've forgotten about that biblical tenet, haven't we? Sure we have. Are AI partners hijacking pair bonding circuits via dopamine warfare? Question. If replica bots trigger 22% more oxytocin than human partners, MIT 2024, is monogamy obsolete? In the neural hack era, starting to hack our neurons, starting to hack the brain, we're going to start getting more pleasure from a robot than a person? That is an unhealed example right there. Love doesn't exist. Well, a robot will do it for me. Here's the empirical hook. 58% of AI users prefer chatbots for vulnerability. That's according to Stanford. This is happening around you while you have no idea about it, but you know what love is. This is happening around you right now, but you know what it is. The heart is deceitful above all things. Jeremiah 17:9. What does that mean? The heart is deceitful above all things. Jeremiah 17:9. I'm going to tell you why your heart is deceitful. Because you won't love on it as it is. Do you see? If your heart is deceitful, your work is in your heart. It's not in the world. Oh, but you can have a deceitful heart and have all the MAC cosmetics. The brother can spray his beard back to when he was 20. He can spray his hairline perfect. Do you see? Do you see what's happening in the world? And we think we know what love is. We don't have a damn clue what love is. Love is synonymous with God. If you haven't found God within yourself, you haven't found healing. And I know this sounds religious, but I'm not religious. This is spiritual. This is a heightened awareness of consciousness. I'm around users. I attract users. They fly to me like a moth to the flame. I'm sorry. This is just my experience. I'm just telling you. When 82% of twin flame seekers dismiss arranged marriages, according to the UN 2023, is spiritual bypassing fueling cultural erasure. Here's the empirical hook. Divorce rates are 2 times lower in cultures with communal matchmaking, according to World Health Organization. Love is the death of duty. George R.R. Martin. Why do we get love twisted so much? Why do we think love is about getting something? You know, I'm in love. I found my person. Let me say, love is not about getting. Love is about having. And then understanding, wow, if I'm grateful for what I have expands organically. Do you understand that? Many people see what they have, and the first thing they see is a deficit in what they have. First off, you have yourself all the time, and you're always judging yourself, so you're always categorizing, organizing, and auditing your self-debits, or deficits, excuse me. And then, what do? You go out and you play a role to get a person to believe that you're not the person you live with every day. But you want love. Love requires a major sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? Right? The God helmet delusion. Are mystical experiences just temporal lobe seizures? Huh? If transcranial stimulation replicates divine encounters, according to Persinger, are saints and gurus epileptic outliers? Here's the empirical data. 71% of self-proclaimed mystics show abnormal EEG spikes. That's John Hopkins. Quote, God is a concept by which we measure our pain. John Lennon. Are y'all ready for this work tonight? I don't know if you're ready. You want the conversation to be basic. You want it to be simple. I was doing a podcast with a young lady the other day. She was like, whoa, that's deep. Oh my God, it's too much. And then you have a regular bacon and eggs conversation. Be like, ooh, that was fire. No, it wasn't. Nothing was uncovered. There was no investigation into self. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep cooking, I bet.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Fire, fire, fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cordially invite you out to the Comedy Connection series, where comedy meets connection. You're gonna laugh, but you're also gonna learn. The long-awaited collaboration, where comedy collides with connection. It's your brother Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, KBLA's own. I'm teaming up with my friend, the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're gonna host this comedic relationship roundtable series live at Inglewood's iconic Miracle Theater. May 31st, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't wait around. Get your tickets now. Join top comedians Ron G. and Kevin Tate, along with clinicians Dr. P. Pacoya McCall Robinson, along with my friend Christopher Johnson, PhD. Trust me, this is something you don't want to miss. It's unique, it's funny, and it's insightful. Think therapy meets punchlines. Tickets are selling faster than a bad first date. You better grab yours now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. No. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is in the visions on replay. Sit right next to you. try not to show how I feel about you. Think you wish you away, but we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and sit right next to you. I don't wanna kiss you, yeah, I just wanna feel you, feel you. I want you around, around. I want you around, around. I want you around, around. I want you around.
So, the question is, I think it would be useful to clarify and elaborate on the word unconditional when you speak of unconditional love, based on the following. I've heard you say that love is unconditional, and that if there's conditions, like I'll do this if you do that, then it's not love, but a bargain or a deal. You say that when you love somebody, it's unconditional. You just give to them, and if nothing ever comes back, that's okay. Whereas I would argue that fundamentally, even if you are a very low entropy being, every relationship is still implicitly and or explicitly based on conditions, i.e. agreements, requirements, and boundaries, and that there's nothing necessarily dysfunctional about that. To give some examples, in an employer-employee relationship, if the employer would continue paying salaries to his employees, even though they never actually do any work for him, that would eventually lead to the downfall of the company, harming both the employer and the employees in the long term. In a teacher-student relationship, if the teacher would just allow his students to skip classes, not do their homework, create chaos during classes, etc., then that would lead to a dysfunctional learning and teaching environment for everybody involved. Or in a romantic relationship, it would be dysfunctional and destructive to buy a house, live together, raise children, build a future, etc., with a partner who is clearly dysfunctional and untrustworthy to the point where there's a high probability of them harming you or your children. You do want your partner to meet certain requirements and to make sure that they're qualified to be a good teammate on these projects that you are undertaking together, and that both of you are compatible in terms of what you want to do and how you want to do it, which means that you must be selective. It wouldn't be a low entropy decision to just pick any random person off the street and raise a family with them.
So you're starting to see that quantum mechanics and the terminology that is used in quantum mechanics are also being integrated into relationship talk. When he's talking about low entropy, just understand low entropy. Entropy is the second law of thermodynamics. The longer a thermodynamic system goes on in time, remember, it was believed that time moves in a straight line. As long as it goes on in time, what happens is it begins to break down into disorder or chaos. Well, you get hurt in infancy, in childhood, and you move throughout your adult life unhealed. Your adult relationships reveal the disorder, the entropy in you. I wrote about it in my 2019 book, The Holographic Relationship. Right? That's what he means by entropy. Do you see? We got callers on the line, but I want to say this last thing. Neurobiology and the illusion of enough. Neurobiology and the illusion of enough. If oxytocin bonds, which is Fisher's work, if oxytocin bonds require vulnerability, does societal conditioning to avoid emotional exposure chemically suppress humanity's capacity for lasting love? This is a question that's talking about humanity's capacity. So you get people who hear that question and personalize it. Oh, well, I've been with my wife for 12 years. Have you talked to her about your wounds? She know everything about me. Has she seen you in the darkest moment of yourself? Do you see? Did it frighten her? Did she stay? Did she nurture you back to health? Do you understand what I'm saying? Unconditional love. Regardless of the condition you're in, regardless of the stage you're in your work in progress, right? The whip. That's love. And I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about being in an abusive situation. It's not what I'm talking about. If oxytocin bonds require vulnerability, does societal conditioning to avoid emotional exposure chemically suppress humanity's capacity for lasting love? That's not a difficult question. We've got callers on the line. Attila from Houston, Texas. Is love real? Is it fake? Did Disney make it up? Is there such thing as unconditional love? Is unconditional love synonymous with God? We just haven't reached that high. What is our issue? Why can't we love? Why is love not lasting? Why is it fleeting? I need answers, Attila.
Okay, Pimp, slow down. Hold on now. Lord, that was like 6 questions in one.
I'm sorry. I'm flabbergasted.
I think you are enthused and you're on a roll. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I hope people are getting it. And I hope they call in. I hope I'm not the only person on this line.
You're not.
But good. But no, I definitely feel like unconditional love is real. It's just, is it real to you is the question. Right? Like, are you open? Are you receptive to that? Because I think a lot of us, if we were presented with it, would reject it.
But why do we
walk right past it?
But why do we want something we're not willing to sacrifice and work for?
I don't. Here we go.
Yeah, because I'm about to say something.
Do not think that we want unconditional love when we are in an unhealed state. We want attachment, affection, and most of all, praise. We're not looking for unconditional love. Unconditional love.
No. You stay right there. No, we don't want it. Okay, stay right there. Yeah. When we come forward back to Houston, Texas, we about to take off.